Yes, people, Manchester United 2, Fulham 1 as the curtain comes down on the Premier League season for Manchester United at this fortress. Our home form has allowed us to finish third in the league, which I never would have thought was possible this season after where we were coming from last season with what Erik ten Hag has had to contend with what he's had to sort out, with the progress that he needed to make in such a short space of time, with playing the amount of games that we've played. I think it's been a really, really positive season. Of course, we're not where we want to be yet, but in terms of a stepping stone and a foundation to go on to bigger and better things, those foundations have definitely been laid. I'll talk about where the team is and stuff like that towards the end, but I just had to get out there at the start because I actually feel quite proud. In reflection, I remember standing outside here after shocking games last season, no direction, no stability, and you could argue that there's still no stability in terms of structurally and who's going to own the football club, but I'm talking about no stability on it. There were players there, a lot of the same players that didn't want to be here, that looked a shell of themselves, and you just couldn't envisage this happening. So I'll get back to that in a second. But in today's game, do you know what? It probably was a good reason that Erik ten Hag went quite strong, to be honest with you, because we didn't get off to the best start. Conceded a poor set piece from Tete, easy header at the front post, and the game really changed when David De Gea made that save from Mitrovic's penalty. And you know what? I'm really glad he did do it. You saw me and Cam earlier having a bit of an argument and messing about and having some fun. But essentially, it was a really good moment for David De Gea. You've seen me come to realisation on certain situations around David, and in the moment, you are upset and you are angry, you're shell-shocked. And it doesn't. What's happened today, I'm not saying that means that I disagree with what I said a few weeks ago after West Ham and what I said after Sevilla. But what I will say is that I think he deserved that moment today, and I'm talking about the isolation of the moment, because I'm not going to lie. As soon as that penalty was given, I said, "Well, we're 2-0 down," because the general consensus is David doesn't save many penalties. He's not renowned for saving pens, and everybody around me felt it. And for him to save that penalty in the Stretford end and boot the ball into the crowd, he just deserved that moment. I felt it was the day he was going to get his Golden Glove. It was the day that he was going to have his kind of moment for the good things he has done this year. Yes, there's been some rocky moments and some moments that I've questioned what it's going to look like going forward. But essentially, he's been part of the back four that's kept the most clean sheets, and he's been a big part of that, and he's made massive saves. So I was actually really pleased for him. He's had to take a lot of stick from a lot of us, me included, when I said what I said. But I just loved that he managed to save that penalty, because that actually then changed the game for us as well. And then we managed to keep creating, and we managed to obviously to get both goals. Casemiro, I just think I have to look back in isolation. Are they fighting? No, they're not. Oh, they're messing about. There's two guys over there. I thought they were fighting. Casemiro, I have to say, you guys saw when he came in, and I know it was a bit of a running thing for a few months. Oh, Flex hates Casemiro, and that wasn't the case. But I did say when he first came in, I wasn't sure how he was going to be. Like, I know he's been a fantastic player at Real Madrid. I know he's been a world-class player at Real Madrid. But his role was very different in that team, and I wasn't sure how he would fit into our team. And I think he deserves huge credit. No one can talk to him. Nobody can talk to him. Nobody can talk to him. Because who is Thomas Partey to him? No one. Casemiro is unbelievable. I mean, he's obviously, Rodri is world class as well. But those two are literally the best in their position in the world. And Casemiro has just shown it time and time again this season. He is world class. And more for me to even think what is he going to bring to us, or how is he going to fit in, how is he going to adjust to the league. He's scored big goals, he's been bossing games, he's been intercepting and doing the ugly side, which is what you do expect him to do. He's been getting assists, having during the second phase of build-up or first phase of build-up, he can do quite comfortably. He can play in the final third. He can literally do everything. Casemiro, and that's what surprised me most about him, how multifunctional he actually is. I thought he was just going to be ugly, be a bit of a brute, win the ball back, and give the ball to the likes of Eriksen and give the ball to the likes of Bruno so they can go and do what they do and go and create. But actually, he's way better than that. And he deserves absolute credit for that. And he's up there for player of the season, absolutely. He's a lot of people's player of the season alongside Martinez. And Lindelof again today, I thought was excellent. I thought he's just so aggressive. He's so calm on the ball. He knows what he wants to do, and he's so sure of himself. And obviously, when he does play next to Harry Maguire, which he has done for a whole load of his Manchester United career, or the last few years anyway, a couple of years, he looks a different player when he doesn't play with him, and he plays with the better players, like Luke Shaw or like Martinez and Varane, etc. So I have to big up Lindelof on the turnaround. He's another one who has improved a lot. But actually, you've got to give him credit for saying he's always kind of been that player. But I think the biggest improvement is his anticipation and his aggression. He just looks stronger. He looks more physical. He looks more willing to go and engage in one-on-one duels. He just looks half a yard stronger in every department. He's always been good on the ball. He's always been comfortable on the ball. Can always read situations quite well. But you just labelled that he's a little bit soft thing. You just labelled that certain strikers would be able to bully him, and that just doesn't happen to him anymore. So a big up to him. Harry Maguire, look, there was a few shaky moments. Look, he gave the ball away that led to the sequence of events that Casemiro ended up giving away a penalty when he gave the ball away, and he puts us on the back foot. Again, those types of things don't happen with Martinez. Those types of things don't happen with Varane. And some people said he looks a bit emotional. He's at his last game, and look, for him in his career, it probably should be. We'll have to wait and see, but that could well be his last game. Who else did well today? I thought Malacia was excellent today as well. Really, really good. I thought the way that he, again, is aggressive and running in on people, making sure they can't turn. He's always up for a battle. He's always in for a duel. I thought he was excellent today. I really liked his performance. And Bruno gets the winning goal with a really well taken finish as well. Did he have his best game? He did okay. Kind of like Chelsea, not as bad as Chelsea, but again, scores and manages to be on the score sheet, to impact the game. Even if he might not have his best game, he finds a way to consistently impact the game. And what a pass from Fred as well. Fred was quite good today as well, and he's going to be massive for the Man City game. And now we can talk about that. I mean, Ten Hag's rallying cry at the end. I liked it because it wasn't over the top. It wasn't, a bit corny or anything. It was just the right amount to stand out there and talk. He said exactly what he needed to say, and kept it short and sweet. And it really got the place buzzing. And just on Erik Ten Hag for the year, like he's from where he's taken, where we were to where he's taken us in such a short space of time is really, really good. I don't think we could have asked for a much better season than third and a trophy. Even if we don't beat Manchester City, which obviously will hurt, which obviously will be hard to take, but he's put us in a situation where we've got into May, and you say you want to be in this position to win things in May, or achieve your goals in May, and he's ticked that off twice. Once earlier in the season in February we won the Carabao Cup. Twice now because we've got the chance to win the FA Cup because it's now the end of the season and we can go and win something else. And 3 because he made the top 4, which was our objective as well. And I didn't even have that as our objective. At the beginning of the season, honestly, I said I'd take 5th with a style of play and a little bit of stability because that's what we needed. But he brought the stability so quickly. He brought the standards so quickly. He brought the message so quickly, and the players just started buying in. And if you didn't buy in, guess what? You're out. Or if you didn't match the standards, guess what? You're out. And he did it in a fantastic way. Look how he's phased Harry Maguire out as captain. He did it in a respectful way. He's done it in the right way. He gave him chances to maybe win his place back and do well. Harry Maguire didn't take them, and the better players played. The Ronaldo situation, see you later in January. Wan-Bissaka, who's arguably the most improved player this year. Unbelievable. Look at Marcus Rashford, the season of his life. And hopefully he can go one more and give us one big moment to take the cup home against City. So Erik Ten Hag's been absolutely brilliant, and he deserves all the plaudits, man. I remember there was a time, and you may laugh at me, but I'm never afraid to, admit when I was wrong, or not even wrong, but just say how I felt at the time. I'm not perfect. There was a time when generally I said, you know what, I didn't care who it was between Pochettino and Ten Hag. I did say that. I was like, you know what, they're both good managers. They're both young. They can both do bits at Man United, but I am so happy we got Erik Ten Hag. I'm so happy. Having been around him so much as well, he's so warming, he's very kind, but most importantly, that's how he is to fans, and that's great. But how he's got those players to shape up or get out and buy into what he's doing. And it hasn't been perfect. We've had some really embarrassing times this year. We've had some really awful away defeats this year. But overall, now we get a chance to step back now. The curtain's dropped on the Premier League. You're saying, you know what? He's done fantastically well in such a short space of time. And now on to the final. Listen, man, we have to believe. Of course, can we beat City in a one-off game, neutral venue, FA Cup final? Of course we can. Is it going to be difficult? Are we going to be the underdogs? Yes, because City on paper are better than us in a lot of departments. But who cares about paper? Football matches aren't played on paper. And if anyone can beat Manchester City in a one-off game with arguably the treble on the line, then it's us. And if we don't do it, then we got ourselves to blame. And that's how we have to go with this. We have to go out there. The players have to fight for it. And Eric Ten Hag said, he goes, these players, we have a good chance of bringing that cup back to Old Trafford. He believes in his players. The players believe in the manager, and the spirit's there. Go and give a good account of yourselves and fight to the death. Fight to the death. And who knows? Who knows? Why can't we beat them? My man of the match today was Casemiro again, and De Gea, actually. I'm going to give it to De Gea because he changed the game by saving that penalty. At 2-0, we probably would have been down and out. You never know, we might come back and got a draw, but it would have been a quite damp feeling, and it would have just petered out because the willingness to get back into the game and intensity probably wouldn't have been there because we're already in the top 4. But he saves that penalty, and then that gets the momentum shift. Then he made a couple of decent saves after that as well. So he's up there. Him and Casemiro, my men of the match. And my player of the season, I mean, Casemiro, man, he is up there. But I'm going to give it to Martinez. I'm not going to just do the recency bias because Martinez got injured, so he's been out for a while from the Betis game, I think it was. Yeah, first leg Betis. So I'm going to say, first leg Seville, sorry. I'm going to say Martinez. I think he's absolutely transformed the way we play, and we shouldn't forget that, alongside that man in there, Casemiro, who I had big doubts against. And third, Marcus Rashford, because he's been Marcus Rashford could even be second. With the amount of goals he scored when the team hasn't been scoring, he's been absolutely brilliant. So yes, thank you, Old Trafford. See you again next season. Fortress here. It's been a pleasure. Thank you guys for following the channel. Thank you guys for being part of the journey. But listen, don't go anywhere. One last big one, Wembley Stadium. We will be there. We've got some great, amazing build-up content coming to you guys all through the week. So check it out for the big one. Can we go and beat City and bring that FA Cup home? I definitely believe that we can. I'm out of here. See you at Wembley. Peace.